Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Dhṛtarāṣṭra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Sa Esha Dosha Purushatvidaste Grihan Pravishto Yamapatyamatya Ushnani Krishna Dvimuko Gatashri त्यजाशु अशैवं कुलकौशलया त्यजाशु अशैवं कुलकौशलाय स एष दोषः पुरुषत्विदास्ते गृहान् प्रविष्टो यमपत्यमत्या पुष्णानि कृष्णाद् विमुखो गतश्रीः त्यजाशु अशैवं कुलकौशलाय. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta from Srila Prabhupada. Translation: You are maintaining offense personified, Duryodhana, as your infallible son, but he is envious of Lord Sri Krishna. And because you are thus maintaining a non-devotee of Krishna, you are devoid of all auspicious qualities. Relieve yourself of this ill fortune as soon as possible and do good to the whole family. Kindly repeat. You are maintaining offense personified, Duryodhana, as your infallible son, but he is envious of Lord Krishna. And because you are thus maintaining a non devotee of Krishna, you are devoid of all auspicious qualities. Relieve yourself of this ill fortune as soon as possible and do good to the whole family. Purport. A good son is called apatya, one who does not allow his father to fall down. The son can protect the father's soul when the father is dead by offering sacrifices to please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. This system is still prevalent in India. After the death of his father, a son goes to offer sacrifices at the lotus feet of Vishnu at Gaya and thus delivers the father's soul if the father is fallen. But if the son is already an enemy of Vishnu, how, in such an inimical mood, can he offer sacrifice unto Lord Vishnu's lotus feet? Lord Krishna is directly the personality of Godhead Vishnu, and Duryodhana was inimical to him. He would therefore be unable to protect his father, Dhritarashtra, after his death. He himself was to fall down from because of his faithlessness toward Vishnu. How then could he protect his father? Vidura advised Dhritarashtra to get rid of such an unworthy son as Duryodhana as soon as possible if he was at all anxious to see the good of his family. According to the moral instructions of Chanakya Pandit, what is the use of a son who is neither a learned man nor a devotee of the Lord? If a son is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, he is just like blind eyes, a source of trouble. A physician may sometimes advise the extrication of such useless eyes from their sockets so that one can be relieved of the constant trouble. Duryodhana was exactly like blind, troubling eyes. He would be a source of great trouble to the family of Dhritarashtra, as foreseen by Vidura. Vidura therefore rightly advised his eldest brother to get rid of his source of trouble. Dhritarashtra was wrongly maintaining such personified offense under the mistaken impression that Duryodhana was a good son able to liberate his father. Doesn't the Bhakti Vedanta purport? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Veda Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Vidura is counseling Dhritarashtra what he has to do. Already uh, Duryodhana, through his obstinacy, has confirmed that the war is inevitable. So before the inevitable war, but the good qualities of Yudhishthira, because they are going to fight against Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira on one hand is Ajata Shatru. He has no enemies. And such a person he is going to fight, made him as his enemy. And then, even though he is very tolerant, but his brother Bhima is waiting for instructions from his elder brother. The moment he gets, then he is going to finish the dynasty. So, on one hand, that is a position, and on the other hand, Duryodhana has insulted Lord Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, and that supreme Lord has taken to be, has become the kinsman, has become the favorite of the Pandavas. So, our Pandavas are the favorite of the supreme Lord, and uh, that supreme Lord is so that supreme Lord is favorite. Uh, uh, his favorite are Pandavas, and Duryodhana has insulted that Krishna. So here, Vidura is mentioning about Duryodhana. What is the position of Duryodhana? So Dhritarashtra is considering Duryodhana as my son. If anyone considers someone as their their kinsman, provided there is a benefit out of it. Like if I say he is my friend, that means he is going to benefit me. If I say he is my son, that means that relation will benefit me. However, let's say here Vidura is saying Yam Apatya Matya. You are thinking Matya that he is your good son, Apatya. But what is the qualification of a Apatya? What is the qualification of a good son? That Srila Prabhupada is explaining. If the son can liberate his father, or if the son can protect his father from getting fallen down or from his sinful activities, he is actually real apatya, good son. Umnama narakat iti trayate. Putra. The word putra means one who liberates the father from the worst hellish condition of whom? Putra pindotaka kriya. So for that, the son offers oblations to his forefathers, the sacrifices to Lord Vishnu. Generally, it happens in Gaya, Vishnu Gaya. They offer to the Lord lotus feet of Lord Vishnu in Gaya near Ganges, bank of Ganges. So, such a oblation, when the son offers, the father is relieved out of his gross sinful activities. He is devoid of falling down. This is the tradition, especially now that Pitru Paksha is going on, Mahalaya Amavasya. These are all people do such things, offering oblations to forefathers. That oblations are all prasadam. First, they offer sacrifices to Lord Vishnu, and that prasadam is offered to the forefathers. So, uh, that is a that is a symptom of an ideal son. He relieves the father from all kinds of fall downs, from sinful activities. Putra. That Duryodhana is thinking, Dhritarashtra is thinking that my son is such a good son from the beginning. So he is my son, he is my good son. But what is his position? That Vidura is clarifying. So on one end, Yudhishthira is Ajata Satru, he has no enemies. But here, Sa Esha Dosha Purusha Tvidaste. He is envious of Lord Krishna. Purusha, Purusha Dvid. Purusha is Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord, he is envious and he is offense personified. And that offense personified, Grihan Pravishto, he has entered your house. Dhritarashtra, Vidura is clarifying. So that Grihan Pravishto, Esha Dosha, Purushadvish, Vidaste, personified personification of offense, and who is envious of the Supreme Lord, he is in your house. And you are considering that he is your very good son. Pushnasi Krishna, Vimukha Krishna, one who has turned away his face from Krishna, one who is non-devotee of Krishna, you have lost all auspiciousness, Gatashri, all the good qualities, all auspiciousness, everything is lost. Therefore, supporting a non-devotee, very dangerous. Dhritarashtra is supporting a non-devotee, offense personified, who is offender of the Supreme Lord. Finished, all auspiciousness gone. One is offending the Lord, and one is supporting the one who is offending the Lord. Like active smoker and passive smoker. Both will get cancer. Not that because someone is passively smoking, he will not get. No, he will also get because he is influenced. So similarly, uh, the supporter, even if he sit quite silent, Dhritarashtra is silent. Okay, let my son. I am against my son, but I will not tell anything against my son. That's why in Vedic system, Chanakya Pandit also says that the father has to see that his son is in the right path. The first 5 years, nicely father will pamper him. Chanakya gives the rule how a son should be brought up. First 5 years, he will never chastise. He will never find any fault. He will nicely pamper him. 5 to 16 years, he will only find faults. He will never pamper him. 5 to 16 years. After 16 years, he will not find any faults. He will not do any correction. Both will become friends. Prapte to Shodashe Mitra. He becomes friend. So, Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki. But Dhritarashtra, he is only pampering his son from his birth. He is not at all, never he has chastised him. This is a very important. principle. Chastisement is a good thing by father, by guru, by superiors, so that the particular word he becomes corrected and he comes onto the right path. Srila Prabhupada narrates a story that there was a son and he used to do always wrong activities. And people will go to her and complain, hey, your son is doing such mischievous thing, he's doing criminal work. Can you control? So mother used to say, no, no, he's my beautiful son, my beautiful son. Every time she hears, she used to keep quiet, pampering without correcting herself. So one day, son commits a great crime, and then the son is arrested. And because of that crime, the judge has passed a judgment that he should be hanged, capital punishment next day. So mother is so much in depression, distress. So last day she goes and meets him. And she's crying, oh my dear son, what has happened to you? Why you are in this condition? So the son says, mother, I want to give you one gift. Please come near. I want to tell you one small secret. So mother keeps her ear near to the son and he bites her ears, telling that all of your life you have been hearing that I have been doing wrong and you never took any action. These ears, your ears are the problem. If you would have heard properly and taken action against me, I would have not been in this. I would have, if you would have told, Array, you are doing crime, you are doing wrong, you are doing dishonesty work, I would have been corrected, I would have set right myself. My life would not have been like this. But today, you see, my condition is like this because your ears, you have problem in. So, Prabhupada narrates this story. He says, so a guru or father, he corrects his son up to 16 years. 5 to 16 is the age. He will never pamper. Even if there is any appreciation, he will not appreciate. Say, work hard more. There is one Olympian by the name Michael Phelps. He won the highest gold medal in Olympics record. Highest, some 20, 30, like that. No one in history has won like that. So he was asked one day, why, how are you so successful? So he said, my coach, even if in our academy, in his personal academy, some small competitions will be there. So in that competition, even if I win, my coach will always chastise me. Even if I swim 100 meters within 30 seconds, he will say 35 seconds you are done. Waste. Work hard. And then he used to get 35 are done now, then I have to do 30. So his coach is always wanting his disciple or his student to perform more than what he is actually doing now. And therefore he used to always encourage by telling wrong. Actually, he will broken record in the academy itself. But he will say, no, 5 seconds more you did. Work hard for. And as an ideal student, he used to accept whatever coach says. "Oh, yes, my lord, I will, whatever you told. I will." He never resisted. Other students and all, "Arey, 30 I did, how you are saying 35. In 30 seconds I did. My coach is not good. Goodbye, I am going to another coach. So, that is not a qualification of a great student, disciple. Whatever Guru says, he'll accept. Guru says I am bad, I am bad. Guru says I am good, I am good. That's all. Not that you are doing partiality, you are doing this, that. So, uh, 5 to 16, as per Chanakya Pandit, moral codes says they have to be corrected. Actually, in today's world, no, this Gen Z and the millennial and alpha, all these things, they are facing a great trouble because parents are not at all chastising their children. They are very nicely pampering, and they are expecting their sons or daughter will be corrected by school teachers. So anything mistake happens, parents will go to the school and complain. My son is doing like that. You are not training properly. And teachers are blaming. Parents are not training properly. So like this, continuously these things are there. So uh, of course, why the parents are not correcting? Because they are thinking, if I do much more correction, my son will or my daughter will be against me. That's the culture. But actually, by correction, the son or daughter should become more lovable to the father and mother. That is the Vedic tradition. Why someone is correcting? If he has a desire for him to improve, for his what to improve, then only he will correct. No one is going to correct people going on the road. You are not walking properly. Arey, no, no one. But because we want the wards or the dependents to become to improve in their life, correction is done, rectification is done, instructions are given. So, a ideal son or an ideal disciple, he accepts them as good counsel. Here, Vidura is giving good counsel to Dhritarashtra. But how Dhritarashtra is taking? How Duryodhana has taken? How Duryodhana is taking his father's counsel? Or how Duryodhana is considering Bhishma Deva's Vidura's counsel? You can see the contrast. When they are counseling for good, they are thinking them as enemy. That's why Prabhupada tells that Prahlad Maharaj is telling his father, go surrender, go to forest and surrender. Hiranyakashipu is thinking, my son is my enemy. Murthat Prakopa. It's like a snake. If you instruct a snake properly, the snake will become. Why that snake is like that? Because he's envious. So a son should never become envious of all. Then what is the use? He will never be instructable. He will never improve. Similarly, a disciple also should not be envious of his guru. Then he will never become a proper disciple. Similarly, a dependent. It's like this, Duryodhana, sorry, so that moral code 5 to 16. Then 16 onwards, friendship. After that, you cannot correct. So Dhritarashtra is stuck up. Now son has become more than 16. How he can correct? The age of correction is gone, finished. Of course, if he is trained from the childhood, then he'll agree for correction later on also. Like Pandavas. They have been instructed, and even there is wrong instruction, something that is not beneficial, still they are accepting. So, sa esha doshaha purusha didaste grahan pravishto. He is maintaining, thinking that Duryodhana is my son, who is actually Krishna Vimukha. Krishna Vimukha. So, we have to accept things that is favorable for devotion service and reject things that is unfavorable for devotion. So, what is Dhritarashtra doing? Unfavorable things he is keeping with himself. Considering that this is good for me. Sometimes that misjudgment, something is good for me. I may think this is good for me, but my guru may say, no, no, this is not good for you. You wait for some more time. So a disciple, without being envious, he becomes obligated gratitude towards Guru Krishna, and he accepts with all honor. Huh? So therefore, because his son is in the position, Vidura is saying, Tyajasu, reject him. He is a Shaivam. Shiva is auspicious. Ashiva means not auspicious. Ashaivam is inauspicious. Reject him. Kula kushala kushalaya for the betterment of your dynasty, betterment of reject him. Reject him as your good son. Not reject means don't remove from family. Don't accept him as a good son. That's all. Good son, bad son. Father will always protect and keep them. But father will listen to the one who is actually a good son. But here Dhritarashtra is continuously silent on whatever Duryodhana is doing. Because he is thinking my son is good. He will do good for my family. For me and not for my family. But by his action, he is actually creating a great misery for the society, for his dynasty. So, Prabhupada also gives the example here that when a eye is having problem, there is a disease in the eye, you cannot say, oh, my beautiful eyes, how can I see the world without these eyes? No, you have to give it up if you want to live. Otherwise, the sore in the eye, the pain in the eye will spread throughout the body and you yourself will die. So there is one sore in the dynasty. If you don't remove him, dynasty will go. Dynasty is the whole body. Suppose we keep a mango, sack of mangoes. Sometimes they keep at home. They bring raw mangoes and keep at home and they ripe it in a dry condition. So sometimes one of the group of mangoes becomes spoiled. The farmer says immediately we should remove because this spoiled mango will spoil the whole group of mangoes. Farmers will know this. But all that bunch of mangoes that are kept, everything spoiled. So every day the farmer has to go and check whether the mangoes that he has kept for ripening, any mango is spoiled. Because of some weather condition, it may get spoiled. So if you don't remove that immediately, entire thing will be spoiled. So sometimes those strictness, those restrictions are very, very good for advancement. So similarly, now the sun is a sore in the eye. So he is going to spoil the entire dynasty. You cannot accept him. But Dhritarashtra out of affection, Swajanam Mahave, weakness, he is saying, Apatyamatya, oh, he is my good son. Actually, Duryodhana is considered to be an incarnation of Kali, a portion of Kali, not a full Kali, incarnation of portion of Kali. Just like Yudhishthira is a son of uh, Yamaraj, Dharmaraj, Yudhishthira. Arjuna is son of, who is Arjuna's son? Indradev. Then Bhima is son of Vayu, Vayu Putra. Nakula Sahadev, two Ashwini Kumaras. So like this, Duryodhana is a partial representation of Kali, Kali Yuga, Kali Purusha. So once Vyasadeva, he came to Hastinapura and he was very hungry. So Gandhari very nicely she took care of Vyasadeva, fed him nicely, nice hospitality. And then be- being pleased with her hospitality, Vyasadeva blessed her that you will have 100 sons. I bless you to have 100 sons. So further, Gandhari becomes pregnant. However, her pregnancy for next 2 years she is unable to deliver. Generally, in 9 months delivery happens. 2 years delivery is not happening. In the meanwhile, Kunti Devi has already delivered her first son, Yudhishthira. So when she hears this news, Kunti is not in the palace. She is living with her husband in forest, Pandu. So when the news reaches Gandhari, she becomes very envious. And out of that enviousness and frustration, she hits her embryo. What is the use of this embryo? She hits, and her embryo turns into that fetus turns into a lump and comes out. It's hard as iron. And she is about to throw. That time Vyasdeva appears to her, and he says, "What are you doing?" So she says, "What is the use? You blessed me 100 sons, but this my pregnancy has never turned into delivery. What is the use? I am throwing this lump." So then Vyasdeva says, "No, no, no, don't do like that. You get me 100 clay pots with water and ghee." So she collects 100 clay pots, and then he asks her to sprinkle water on that lump. Immediately, that lump divides itself into 100 pieces, each the size of a thumb. And each of that piece he puts inside the clay pot and covers it. And he says, after 2 years, you open each of them. And like this, she maintains those pots for the next 2 years. And then, first, Duryodhana is born after 2 years. And the moment Duryodhana is born, he is crying. His crying is like a donkey's braying. You know, heard donkey's braying. Very, very horrible. As soon as he started crying like a donkey, all the jackals, foxes, owls started howling. There were turbulent wind. All the inauspicious omens, ominous signs were seen. So Dhritarashtra became very afraid. What is this ominous sign? He called Vidura and Bhishma. He consulted them. And that time itself, Vidura mentions to Dhritarashtra that actually before this, Dhritarashtra calls both of them and he says, "You see, Yudhishthira already born ahead. That means he is the rightful successor for the kingdom. But in case Dhritarashtra goes away, passes away, will my son become the next king? Is it possible?" That time Vidura says, the seeing the ominous signs, the bad omens, your son is the house of offenses. And I immediately instruct you that you should reject him, you should throw him out and kill him like that. But Dhritarashtra, from that time onwards, he never listened to Vidura. Now also he is not listening. So Vidura is repeating the same instruction. Vidura is saying, your son is the offense personified. He has offended the Supreme Lord, and you are keeping that non-devotee in your house. If you don't reject him, your dynasty is finished. If at all you want your dynasty to safeguard, then you should immediately reject. So this is Vidura's instruction, and we will see further what happens. So we see wonderful lessons are there in this particular pastime stories from Mahabharata. And Dhritarashtra, out of his paternal affection, he never saw that his son is doing wrong, or he never corrected. And it came to a point where any correction, Duryodhana is not going to listen. So therefore, it is the duty of Guru and superiors to always guide. Maybe if correction is required, some sternness may be there. So Guru or coach, he gives that particular instruction. Some sternness, some hardness will be there. But a disciple who is very sincere, who want to progress in the paths that he has opted, he becomes very, he takes the instructions honorably, without any grudge, without any enviousness. That is the right attitude. Okay. Any questions? Now, offense personified, Vidura is saying to reject Duryodhana because he is a non-devotee, not because he is envious. He is non-devotee, he is envious of Krishna. He is not envious, he is envious of Vidura. Therefore, I don't want him. Like that, Vidura is not concluding. Vidura is saying he is envious of Krishna. If someone is envious of organization of Krishna, then why he should be there? You should remove him. He may be belonging to any religion. Today's religious following is simply a namesake and a rubber stamp. So it is not that he may be really envious of Krishna. He may not be. His instructors may be envious of Krishna, but he may be not directly envious of Krishna. We do not know the position. They may have respect and uh, some degree of appreciation may be there. We don't know. So we cannot outrightly say that he is envious. Envious means what? That person does not, he is like a sadist. He cannot accept the growth of another person. That is envious. But he is appreciating. Okay, this organization is good. Let me work here. It is good for me. That itself is a good sign. Where is envious? Lord is so kind. He'll maintain. He has to maintain. Like a father, I told that father, whether he's a good son, bad son, father will maintain. But he is rejecting in the sense he will not accept his instructions. He will not accept his instructions. He will not accept whatever he says as right. So Krishna has to maintain. Otherwise, constitutionally we are his sons. He has to maintain. But he'll keep on correcting wherever possible, either as Paramatma, either as Guru or incarnations. He'll keep Kambhavami Yoge Yoge. He keeps incarnating. So that instruction, right instruction to his envious sons, envious parts and parcels are given. It is not possible. Krishna, he will eliminate any soul. That is not possible. Keep on giving opportunities. That's the kindness of the Supreme Lord. Even if we offend, the Lord will give another opportunity for correction. Lord is very kind. He'll punish and then he'll give one more opportunity. So enviousness, we should not think that envious means is rejected. Envious of what? So if someone is envious of Krishna, as a disciple or a devotee of Krishna, we can reject. We can reject. Someone is envious of Krishna. Someone is envious of me, I have no right to take any action. Of Krishna or of devotees, pure devotees. Mind and heart are same. Mind and heart are same. It's not different. Yeah. Mind means physically they are accepting. Accept Krishna as uh, I think that means they are accepting a supreme God as a giving honor and respect. But our relation of the jiva with the Supreme Lord is loving relation. Not it is not limited to honor and respect. That intimacy is not there. That maybe in heart they are not accepting that. Intimacy is not there. It's a superficial respect. They say Allahu Akbar. That means Allah is great. This is a neutrality, position of neutrality. He is not even in Dasya Bhava. He is appreciating, oh, God is great, God is great. Yeah, God is great, but that is not the complete understanding of the Supreme Lord. Complete understanding Supreme Lord is I am servant of the Supreme. So when he says God is great, then after that what? I want to become servant of that great. That is it. But if he is not accepting to be servant of great, that means some enviousness is there. He is only saying God is great. But God says you serve me. No, no, you are very great. So that means real Supreme Personality. That enviousness is in that sense, Prabhupada is also envious of Krishna. So there are various degrees of enviousness. Okay. Any other question? Dritaratshra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada ki